we're back again with me, Mo. He's not here. So we were here with War of the Planet of the Apes. I think war, isn't it? Yeah.
Together, strong.
Apart, don't know.
We're apart. We're missing one ape.
That will be back. In
Someday.
Terminator 2, Terminator 3, 4, 5.
When it's convenient for him.
When he's back from the future. War of the Planet of the Apes. Not just Planet of the Apes and not Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, or was it Rise of the Planet of the Apes? Which is directed by, was it name? Matt Reeves?
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy did Cloverfield, also Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and some other bits and bobs. Oh, yeah.
Let Me In.
Let Me In, the remake. In fact, he's becoming the remake master at the minute. Especially considering doing this film.
Yeah, but as a writer, he did write Under Siege 2. It's an amazing accomplishment.
I hate that film, man.
He's got a co-writer on this. He's got Mark Bumbach. Who's
Sorry, what back?
Bumbach. He did Die Hard 4, which doesn't
Which
bode
is
well.
okay, I guess. It was okay. Did you see 5? That was bad.
Yeah,
5 was terrible.
5 is another level.
People are trying to say this is probably going to be the best trilogy ever made, or one of those up there with Star Wars and all the rest of it.
Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, there's not a fault in most of the films. There's some parts that are a bit boring in some of the films, but there's not really anything that you can be overcritical of.
Like,
Sometimes you might want to, because of the length of the films, you might want to forward a few bits of it. But
I'm trying to say it's long.
No, I'm not trying to say it's long. I'm just saying that sometimes you wouldn't have the time to watch. Well, maybe I'm talking about myself. I'd forward some bits of, unless I was trying to watch all the films from start to finish. If not, then I might forward a bit. Let's get back to the chimpanzees.
Yeah, this film is like 2 hours, 20 minutes long. I think the last one was about the same, probably.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about repeat viewings, not watching it for the first time. It doesn't feel long.
Well, when I watched it for the first time, I thought, it did kind of have a slow startup. It took a while for it to just build up a bit.
So did the second one, because it shows.
Not as long as this. Nowhere near as long as this.
The second one felt longer, actually. This one, you had the battle straight away, where the soldiers coming in.
Yeah, and this obviously, and it's less of a war than the Planet of the Apes, more like a battle than a war.
The title doesn't make sense really, because it's not. It is a big overall war, but the war is in a small little square meter section, a camp.
Which is by the end of it, yeah.
Yeah.
But you got the small build up where it kind of feels like a western, really. It starts off a journey, and his family gets attacked. Sees his family. We see him, sees what he's doing at the minute, and see his plight, and then they get attacked, and so he goes on a journey to basically take revenge
with his friends, with his allies, Morris and the other one. The other one I can't remember the name of. He's the one with the chimpanzee, isn't he?
I can't remember.
Yeah.
No, but as he's trying to get revenge, it's kind of like one of those things. Same as what's his name? The other ape, Kobe.
Colby, yeah.
Koba
comes back in flashbacks too.
Yeah. I don't know if I think they redid some of those flashbacks as well.
Did they?
Yeah.
Apes not kill apes. Even though he killed a shitload himself.
Yeah. But you kind of get the whole influence of, we should really band together, and we're not like the human beings. We're more, we got our own purpose, and we really need to fight for ourselves. And in this, there's a lot of hints of not only the human beings being kind of outrageous in some ways, and they're less merciful, I guess. In a way, they're just portraying them really badly.
No, some of them, they're fighting for survival.
Yeah.
So they obviously go to see this colonel, because they hear that the colonel, he goes for revenge, but then obviously finds out that the colonel is waiting for troops, reinforcements. So they're going to go all out ape shit war on the apes.
Yeah. And I think there was one little bit which underneath in the underground or wherever, and they had it said apocalypse now.
Yeah,
did you see that bit?
Yeah, it was quite,
which is cool, but it was kind of like
just added.
Did you really need to do that? Why? I don't know.
Yeah, it's like an Ed Sheeran cameo in Game of Thrones.
I didn't see it, so
not necessary. And totally.
Was it that bad?
It's so bad. I was just thinking, am I really watching Game of Thrones? Or am I watching another drama that would have facilitated this type of shameless? They come to a camp where they kill one of the guys, and he's got a daughter who's going to be, if they leave him, Morris says, the orangutan, that she'll die, and she can't speak. So,
it's kind of like the original Planet of the Apes, where the humans couldn't speak, she can't speak.
Yeah.
And you're wondering why. It's kind of a nod to the original, where Charlton Heston met a woman
called Nova.
Yeah, it's called Nova. That's why she was named Nova. It's kind of like one of those.
Yeah.
If you think about it, if you think about future films, maybe
she's gonna meet Charlton Heston.
It's kind of like one of those little nods. The other thing, this film has a lot of violence-wise. It's actually kind of mute, but it is dark.
Yeah, I mean, there was more violence in the Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, this one still ups the ante in some ways, but it's more to do with the darker bits. With there's some slavery themes in this.
Yeah,
there's like
donkey. When they use the word donkey, because some of the bigger apes work for the humans or in collaboration with the humans because they're Kobe's allies, aren't they?
Yeah.
So they call them donkeys, and that's what they used to call black people.
Really?
They used to call them donkeys as soon as they came off the boat. Then it became slaves.
Right.
Then it became Negroes. And then coloreds or whatever.
So I guess, there's a lot of massive theme in this. But at the same time, I know Caesar kind of reminds me of Moses. Leading his people. This has a lot of little themes here and there.
You know what? He always sounds to me like Tim Roth. Even though that was a worst.
It reminds me. I know why.
The voice,
because the original.
Because it's Andy Serkis. I think he's doing a Tim Roth. But it keeps on sounding like Tim Roth. Not all the time, but some of the time. Especially when he gets deep into the acting.
Otherwise, CGI in this, I think, is probably the best seamless CGI for character models I've seen them ever.
Yeah.
And you can't really tell where the CGI stops and where it starts, and because it gets so close up to the eyes and the face and everything to see the actual details to the point you just sound like, wow, this is really good. It's a lot of time on it.
It is good. It's exceptional, actually, the CGI, the visual effects. But I can't remember Rise of Planet of the Apes, but did that have a bit of comedy? Because they bring a comedic element. They bring the other ape in it. The one that's a bit zoofied.
Bad ape.
Uncle Top. Bad ape. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Steve played by, later on we find out it's Steve Zahn.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's so dark, they have to have some kind of comedy element to it. Otherwise, it'd just be horrendous.
So he's the kind of Uncle Tom type of ape because he's from
the original zoo and everything else.
Yeah. So he's just a survivor. So then he starts to become a little bit like an ape and do the a little bit later on bits of it. Yeah. But he's still, But
he's still one of the apes that can actually talk like Caesar can talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which the rest of them there's a lot of sign language in this and a lot of subtitles in it, and there's a lot of ooh ah ah. I haven't seen Dawn of the Planet of the Apes since the cinema. Actually, I haven't watched it since. Yeah. The only one I rewatched was Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Because in some ways, I like Rise of the Planet of the Apes in a way more than Dawn, because Dawn is a bit more. It follows it, but it becomes a completely different thing. Probably because it's a completely different director as well.
Yeah, no, Rise is much better. Rise is much better because I think it's the first time and it's quite exciting. And we were thinking, Planet of the Apes, what kind of why do they want to make that again for? And they're gonna fuck it up.
But they did really good. And then Dawn, obviously, they carried it on with a slightly different theme, even though it's the same theme. But it seemed a lot more, less world encompassing and more, more of a village thing in Dawn. Instead of it never really feels like the whole world's in danger. It always feels like, one part of the world is in danger, one little bit. Many little American. Yeah. Unlike Rise of Planet of the Apes, where you can see the virus spreading everywhere and everything else. Yeah. So it felt more like a world thing. Oh my gosh, this is happening. In this, because you only got Caesar in it, it becomes more of a central theme about just him, his tribe, and just a little bit of area around him, which is somewhere in
I understand what you mean about Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, because it seems that all the immigrants that came to America died with the virus.
No, the meat of it which is when Caesar finally sees Woody Harrelson, who's the army guy.
The Colonel.
Yeah.
We haven't even mentioned him, man. He's like a big part of the movie.
He actually has a lot. His entire character is not just one dimensional. He does have a lot of reasons why he's doing it, and it makes sense as well. But it makes sense in both parties why the human beings are attacking the apes, and why the apes are trying to attack the human beings, because they are literally both in danger.
Yeah, I knew there was always going to be a reason, but the good thing is they never explained why the reason was.
You didn't need
simply to the point. He was he's down as a colonel, isn't he? But I think on his name tag it was Muck something, so Muck Irish.
Muck Irish.
Look at me, Irish. Look at me.
Yeah.
So he's like, you understand why he's just doesn't give a fuck now.
but compared to...
But it's not over, like, oh my god.
Yeah, there's nothing over the top about it. I mean, compared to the original Planet of the Apes, obviously this has a completely different theme altogether. This is almost like prequels, really.
Well,
If you think about it.
The good prequels.
Yeah.
I think the people would be happy if they're still around.
I mean, if they do sequels, obviously you'll go on with
the crew,
the
directors
actual...
of the original.
Yeah.
They'll be happy with this.
But they are thinking of making a fourth, so I presume they're going to go with, I don't know, maybe somebody got sent up into space and maybe they'll come back and go, what the hell happened here?
That must have got sent into space in 2011 then.
Yeah.
Before the rise.
Or even before that. It doesn't matter when they got sent into space.
Yeah.
I don't know. Could have been a secret mission. Oh, there we are.
That's true.
Otherwise, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. It's worth a watch, definitely. In my own opinion, I didn't enjoy it as much as Spider-Man, because Spider-Man is just so damn fun.
It is.
That's
This
just me.
is more of a bleak film. You shouldn't enjoy this film.
It's one of those. It's like if you rewatch it, you're probably gonna watch it for different things and enjoying it massively. It's kind of like, I don't know, 12 Years a Slave. You can't really rewatch it and try to enjoy it.
That's what I mean. That's what the one point early, that some bits you just forward and you think, oh, I know what I know. I don't think I'm gonna get anything out second time on this bit. I know what this bit is. Let me forward it. Let me see this bit. What is this bit about again? Is it still about what I thought it was? No, it's not. Oh, yes, it is. Yeah, kind of stuff. That's what I meant. So it's not a watchable film. Not a rewatchable film that you can watch it and be satisfied, as you say, like Spider-Man is, or Guardians of the Galaxy, or Baby Driver.
Yeah, it's like a not a super action-packed thing, but in some ways you get kind of like, I don't know, Once Upon a Time in the West or something like that. Something more involving in that way and more than anything else. Because it's shot really well, it's directed really well, the acting's nigh on perfect for what, a CGI fest, which didn't expect it to be so many apes and so many, effects actually working instead of like, oh, it looks ridiculous at this point or that point. It literally really gelled well together.
It did, yeah, it certainly did. I mean, nice writing, kept it tight, didn't elaborate too much. Just kept the audience in the know-how as much as they could. Well shot. CGI is brilliant. Locations are brilliant. Setting.
I think most of the set is probably green screen.
Yeah, but some of the parts where it's cold and stuff.
Especially ones when they got it in, they have it on the outside and, you got trees and everything else in the forest and stuff like that. The way it all blends in is just beautifully done. I mean, it's not easy to do that, put it that way.
I mean, we're in the underground as well. It's good. It's good. It's shots are to the point. Lighting's great. Everything's fine. Not too dark. Not too light.
You think back at it. I mean, Caesar. You saw him in the first film. He was basically a baby. From this, growing up to what he is now, is kind of a real good progression for a proper trilogy.
Yeah, he's the John Connor.
That's an emotional effect.
John Connor of Apes.
Yeah.
He's the John Connor of the Apes, isn't he? Really, kind of
rising. Yeah.
He's a guy that.
But he's rising against. Then
where the
if you
machines
think about
are.
it, no. Technically, the apes are the machines rising against the humans, but they need to be conquering.
No, but they've been persecuted.
But think about it. They're made by the humans, so technically they are the machines.
And we let them get control.
Yeah, and there we are.
We didn't press a button. Skynet was in control.
We could have shot them all, but we let them go. The entire sympathy is towards the apes and not towards really the humans. There's no real massive sympathy you can really give them. It's kind of like, I don't know. It seems if the humans have become more inhumane compared to the actual apes. I think that's what one of the messages is.
Yeah, there's no Jason Clarke in this one. That's why he was a bit sympathetic.
Oh yeah.
But I think it's
Oh
just
yeah,
the girl that
him.
was.
I don't know what happened to him.
No, but every story has a different character.
Yeah, but
You know,
I
the
thought they
first
might
one
have
had,
got a mention. He's probably on the cutting room floor somewhere.
he might be in the next one, or if he's still around.
Hmm.
But you know, you have like, you know, like the first one had James Franco, second one had
Mm.
Jason Clarke, and then now this has got Woody Harrelson. So
Woody Harrelson, who surprisingly, I don't know what they do. He looks younger.
You know what? His acting is getting better because there's a period where he was just doing the same old stuff. There's Seven Psychopaths. It's quite a good number of films that he's done that. He's really
He's
Getting
hitting the
back
mark
to-
at the minute. Yeah,
acting chops.
I can't remember off the top of my head for some reason, but he's one of those actors that nowadays if you want a bad guy, if you want somebody who's still likable but a bit rough, it'll be Woody Harrelson.
He's a Dennis Hopper of the 21st century now. In some ways, he's like
That'll be weird.
not like that extreme, but you know he came out.
He was in the Hunger Games and stuff, and he played a more sympathetic character.
Yeah,
And they put him in a wig. And this time
Great
he takes a
wig.
wig off and shaves his head, and he's
shaves
more
what
angry.
little hair he's got.
Yeah, but he shaves his head, and that's what makes him mean. Like,
I mean,
ooh, ooh,
don't
ah,
you know?
ah.
Ooh, ah, ah. Remember Apes? Strong.